I'm here today with a drugstore starter kit, and I was going to make this a drugstore favourites video. Then I just thought that I would turn it into a starter kit so that I've got 1 or 2 items for each category of makeup instead of a favourites where it would just be like my overall favourite things. So there could be like 4 bronzers in that. In this one there's only 1. So starting off with foundation, I think I've done a couple of drugstore starter kits before and I've always said the Bourjois Healthy mix, which I do still like, but the shades kind of oxidise on my skin and get darker, and that's one thing I really don't like. But if you're looking for a good kind of hydrating, medium coverage foundation, that's a good one. However, the one that I really do love now is the Factor Facefinity All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation, and it claims to be a primer, a concealer and a foundation in one, and it's got SPF 20. I wear the shade Warm Almond, but that's when I've got no tan on, or like a little bit of tan. This has got quite a lot of coverage actually. It's quite a thick foundation, but it doesn't feel thick when you put it on your skin. It doesn't feel like you've really got anything there. It's definitely full coverage, and I'd say it's kind of a semi-matte finish. It's not completely matte, but it's definitely not dewy. Onto concealer, I love the Miss Sporty Perfect Stay 10-Hour Concealer, and I actually did a hashtag ad for Miss Sporty. When was it? Like in the summer-ish. And I'd never really tried their products up until they sent me some to test before I did the video. Because obviously if I'm going to do a sponsored video, I like to test everything out and make sure that everything is really good that I'm talking about. I don't want to be talking about anything that's crap, and if stuff is crap, I don't do the sponsored video. Anyways, back to the concealer. This is one of the things that I absolutely loved from the Miss Sporty range. This is the one that has kind of stuck in my everyday makeup routine. I wear this every single day, and I've got the shade 001, which is the shade light right now, and honestly I think it's perfect. It works really well when I've got no tan on, and that's a hard thing to find because I am so pale when I've got no tan on. Trying to find a concealer that's pale enough is difficult, but this one really is. Honestly, this is awesome. It's moisturising and hydrating, but it doesn't look too shiny, and it's also not matte, so it's perfect for underneath your eyes. It just brightens them up, makes you look way more alive and awake. I love this. I'll be buying this over and over again. This is the Real Techniques sponge, and this is from the drugstore. I think it's £5.99, which I always thought was quite expensive for a freaking sponge. But the beauty blender is like $20, which is like 15 quid, so I guess you can't really complain for a drugstore option. I've only started using this recently. By recently, I mean like 2 days ago, but I have noticed such a massive difference in the way my foundation applies. It goes on so much better. It literally looks like skin. I use the flat side to blend it in, and it doesn't say that on the packaging. It says use the sides to blend it in, but I like the flat side. This just buffs it into my skin so perfectly. There's no like edges, it's completely seamless, and it looks like my skin no matter what foundation I put on with it. I've worn a high coverage one, and I've got the YSL Touche Eclat on, which is like a medium coverage today, and they both just went on perfectly, so I would 100% recommend these. But if you do get one, make sure you wet it before you use it, and then like squeeze the excess out so that it's just a little bit damp. It goes on so much better. For a powder, I really like the Bourjois Paris Poudre de Riz. I think it's called the rice powder. It's an illuminating powder. It's all in French, and I got an F in French, I'm pretty sure, at GCSE. Oops. Oh, it says Java rice powder on the back. It's an ultra fine velvety texture for a smooth and radiant complexion. Now, I only use this occasionally. I use it when I wear a matte foundation. It's like a baby pink powder, but that doesn't show on the skin. It just looks translucent. It's got these tiny particles of glitter in, but it doesn't show up as glitter. You just look really radiant and like you've got really dewy skin. So this is what I use when I'm wearing a matte foundation. I wouldn't use it if you're wearing a dewy foundation. I feel like you might just look a bit too dewy. But I would compare this to the Hourglass powders. I've got the Hourglass powders, and to me they just do the same thing. So this is a really good drugstore option. Onto face, I've got one standout powder for contouring and for bronzing up at the same time, and this is what I've got on today. If you can see, Pretty sure I did my contour really bad today, so ignore it if it looks patchy. But this is the 17 Define and Conquer Contour Kit. It's made literally like a NARS product. It's got the matte packaging and it's got 2 powders in. This is a lighter one and I sometimes use this to set concealer underneath my eyes. To be fair, I don't use that one all the time. I've only used it a couple of times because I have other powders that I like better. But the bronzer is so good. This is £5.99, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, it rivals my NARS, what is it? I don't even use it anymore because I use this one over it. But there's a NARS bronzer that's really popular and I personally think they're exactly the same, so I would check this out. It also comes in a light and medium shades. This is the medium one that I've got right now, but I've got the light one and that works perfectly on pale skin, so definitely try these out. The next product is highlighter, and my favourite highlighter is the Soap & Glory Glow All Out Instant Pop of Champagne Glow. I haven't used this one a lot. However, it's exactly the same, like my last product, as a NARS one that I do own, but I paid quite a lot for my NARS one, so I'm using that one up first and then I'm just going to keep rebuying this because they're literally the same. This is just a highlighter stick. It's really good if you don't like to set your foundation into place, so you don't like to wear powder products. This is a really good one to go for. You just pop a little bit on the tops of your cheeks. I can't do it today because I've got all powder on my face, but you just stripe it on the top of your cheekbones, blend it in, and it is the most gorgeous highlighter. It's so in your face, but it also looks really natural at the same time. This is such a good dupe for the NARS Copacabana one though. Honestly, I would just buy this if you're thinking about buying that. On to blushes. I've got 2 standout favourites from the drugstore, and the first one is a powder one, and this is the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in the shade Gorgeous Berries. I've got this on today. If you can see, I'm not sure if the light will wash me out, but I do wear this one quite a lot. It's such a cute little size. You can wear it with basically any makeup look. You just have to use a light hand, otherwise you can kind of look a bit clownish. I do put a bit too much on sometimes, then I'm like, oh, what do I do now? But if I ever do that, I just blend it in with my powder brush or my foundation brush and just blend a little bit away. If you just dab your brush in it once though and take the excess off on the back of your hands and then pop it on your cheeks, it looks so natural. It honestly just gives me the most natural blushed look, so I love this. And for a cream blusher, I love the Bourjois Paris Aqua blush. This says it has 12-hour hold, and it also says it's a sheer fresh colour. And this one is in the shade Pink Twice. Cute little pun. This is in a squirty bottle, which I really appreciate. It feels a little bit watery, and I guess that's why it's called the Aqua blush. And it looks like there wouldn't be a lot of colour there, but once you do pop it onto your cheeks, it's just a really nice natural flush of colour like the last one, but it's a lot more subtle. And that's why I like this one, because sometimes I don't want a ton of blush if I've got like dark eyes going on or a dark lip. So this is the one that I'll go for when that occurs. I've got 2 standout favourite lip products, and the first one you'll have probably heard me talk about so much. It's the Barry M, I think they're called Satin Shine lipstick, and this is in the shade 168. I actually own about 3 of these because I love them. So silky. I don't even know if I've just put that on nicely or not. This is the most perfect nude pink. Honestly, I am in love with this shade. I've never found a shade like it. It's a really dusky toned nude pink, and it's got a gorgeous formula. It's super silky. It doesn't have the best hold obviously because it's a shiny lipstick, but that is what I prefer. I prefer nourishing lipsticks rather than super matte ones, so for me this is amazing. And the next one is actually a H&M lipstick, and I've put this in because I'm pretty sure they're really not that expensive, and I know it's not technically from the drugstore, but it is on the high street. So this is the lipstick in the shade Purple Rain. I wore this in my Halloween tutorials. I'll link that video below if you do want to see it on. This is just a shiny ox bloody burgundy kind of colour, if you can see there. It's got the most gorgeous formula though. It's so smooth. It doesn't make dry lips stand out or anything. I love the packaging of this lipstick. It's half gold and half white. I think it just looks really classy. And I really do need to go and try some more of these colours out, because obviously this isn't an everyday colour for me. It is in winter, but as it gets to summer I won't be wearing this as much. So I'm going to go and see if they have a nice pinky nude. or a bright pink or something. But yeah, check the H&M lipsticks out, they're really nice. On to brow products. My personal favourite is this L'Oreal Brow Artist Genius Kit, and I get mine in the shade medium to dark, which actually isn't dark enough for me right now. I feel like no colour from the drugstore is dark enough for my eyebrows right now. I like to wear like an off black shade, but when my hair is a bit lighter, I love this. It comes with a wax, which I don't use. I never use wax on my brows. I kind of don't really get how to use it with the powder. I've tried, but it doesn't really ever work out when I try. But the powder itself is just a really good one. And my favourite brow set is the Rimmel Brow This Way in the shade Clear. I need a new one of these desperately. This just sets my brows into place really well and does what it's supposed to. My favourite eyeliner for the waterline is the Soap & Glory Smoulder Kohl in the shade Black. This is the best eyeliner I've ever tried ever, out of high-end and drugstore. It also comes with a sharpener on the end, which is so handy. Honestly, this is so black and it just sets into place when you pop it on. And my favourite eyeliner, if you're doing a winged liner, is the Supercat one from Soap & Glory again. This has got a really fine point to it, and I just find that it's the easiest to use and it stays on all day, and it's the blackest that I've used from the drugstore, so I love these. Soap & Glory have done well with eyeliners. My favourite mascaras change all the time because I basically just pick up a different one every single time I go to the drugstore. But right now I'm loving the L'Oreal False Lash Sculpt. This is amazing. It gives me volume and length, which is what I look for, and it's got a kind of plasticky brush, so if you like them ones, check this one out because it's really good. On the contrary, this is the Rimmel Glam Eyes Day to Night Mascara, and this has got a fibre-ish brush. With this one you can pull the top one out, which says length on it, and it reveals one mascara wand, but then if you pull it out as a whole, in the volume side, it adds way more product to it. I never use the length bit, I just go in straight with the volume, and that is what I'm wearing today. It's an amazing mascara. We're nearly finished. My favourite eyeshadow base, like an eye primer, is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in the shade On and On Bronze. This is gorgeous. I would happily just wear this colour on its own. It primes my eyes really well. I don't get creased eyeshadow whenever I wear this. It's a really good one to wear under bronzy eyeshadows like I've got on today, but it's also amazing to wear on its own as a colour. My favourite eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore are the sleek ones. This is the one that I use the most. It's called Vintage Romance. It's got like cranberry, purple shades. They're all really pretty colours though. Oh, and then it's got a random silver at the end for some reason. I love this palette. The powders are incredible. They just go on so smoothly. They remind me a lot of the Urban Decay eyeshadows, so if you're looking for a dupe of them, definitely check these palettes out. I've also got the Storm palette here, which I think is the one that most people get. I literally just touched them eyeshadows, look at them. They're so pigmented. I would say that these eyeshadows are some of the best in general, not just in the drugstore. They are incredible. And one last category that I wanted to cover is nail polish. In my opinion, Barry M 100% do the best nail polish, and I'm going to show you a few of my favourite colours. So this one is the shade Cream Soda. It's a really pretty creamy colour, and this is in the Jelly High Shine formula. Also in the Jelly Shine ones, this is the shade Sky Blue. This one pops a tan like crazy. It'd look amazing on dark skin and pale skin actually. It's super pretty. The next two favourites are from the Quick Dry range, and this one is a really dusky pink. It's called Freestyle. This is stunning, it's right up my street. It reminds me a lot of the Barry M lipstick that I love. And the next one is called Need for Speed, and this is just a bright purple. I normally find purples are a bit too dark though, or too light. This one just sits perfectly in the middle and it's really funky colour. And the next one is from the Sunset Daylight Curing range. I don't really understand this range, but I love this colour. It's what I've got on today on my bitten horrible nails. And this is called All the Things She Read. It's a super pretty orangey red. This will pop my tan in summer like crazy. Again, I just think Barry M nail polishes are some of the best around in general, not just in the drugstore. So that is the end of my drugstore starter kit video. Let me know what some of your favourites are from the drugstore in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you'd like me to do more drugstore related videos. I will try and do a tutorial soon with all drugstore products. I'll try and do like a celebrity one one or something. If you have any thoughts of what I should do, leave that in a comment too. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to me if you'd like to see more of my videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! I've got hiccups.
Everything you own in a box to the left.